What's a crack again there, YouTube? Your good friend Dasmer coming at you. It's Madden Demo Release Day. So your good friend Dasmer's got to put together a quick little video for you. Thoughts, observations, a little bit of gameplay, and what's going on with this year's Madden 12 release. So quite a bit of hype around this year's Madden. E3 was Madden. At least that's what I was looking at. We've seen quite a few pre-release blogs talking about changes and the positivity of the game. There's been a leadership shift on the Tiburon development team. So these were all things that had your good friend Dasberg hopeful. The adjective I would describe as hopeful. Because to give you my point of view is I've been playing this game forever, since it was invented. I've just been lucky that I've grown up in the era where I've been able to play every Madden made so far. So I would classify myself as a veteran Madden player. I never really got too much into the 2K footballs when they came out. We always preferred the Madden gameplay. We did rent a couple of the NFL 2Ks, just didn't like them. There was also the whole thing back in the day of the competing control schemes that was going on, so that was one thing that we also didn't like. And remember, the controls back on the PS2, not on Xbox. Madden 11 to me was probably the worst football game ever made. Take that as you may. I know some fans out there, and there's some hardcore fanboys who would say I'm crazy, but to me, Madden 11 was the worst football game ever made. It ranks up there with John Elway football, and all around it was just a bad game. It's not that it was a bad sports game or a bad football game. No, it was just to me it was just a bad game. There were a lot of things wrong with that game on a lot of levels, and that it took credit to the Tiburon team. At least they tried and they patched and patched and patched. I think that's probably some of the most frequent patches I think I've ever seen for a sports title. So let's get into it, and let's not be all negative here. So, but the issue I'm gonna have here that's gonna sort of pervade throughout my thoughts and observations for this game is that because the metric and because the bar was set so low in my eyes by last year, really this demo, as long as it didn't blow up my Xbox, essentially, me playing it, it was already going to be better than last year's. So that that's where I have I have a really hard time judging this game on a lot of things, but some of the positive things that we need to focus on is I can see where the new I can see the direction that this new team, the new leadership team is going to try to take this game. I can see that they're trying to work out and trying to sort out what's been wrong with this game, but because something's no longer broken doesn't exactly translate for me in my eyes and my mind to an exact positive. But overall, it's nice to see year one of the so-called 3-year plan, quote unquote. Not too bad. It's game's on the right track for the first time, I'd say probably in 3 or 4 years now. And instead of a steady decline, it's a we're starting to you can see improvement from one year to the next, and it'll be interesting to see next year. The things that all have been talked about constantly: no more suction blocking, no more suction tackling, improved defensive AI. Zone defense works a little bit better. The flats are no longer open all day long. These are things that have been talked about already, but unfortunately, the thunder's kind of taken away because we've already seen them. For those of us who play the NCAA 12 title, we're already seeing them and experiencing them in NCAA 12 and have for a couple of weeks now. Unfortunately, this big giant streaky plays back, and you know what? I'm able to come back and essentially replicate that play. You'll see here. It's not the same play, but it's still the same outcome. And to me, it kind of tends to be on the arcade side. Now, for the big detractors out there, and if for the sports gamers out there, especially the Madden gamers, you go out there, there's some people who pretty hardcore bash this game. And when I think about some of the things that you read about or hear about, or what other people are probably going to post about in this game, is that I kind of understand what's going on with the development of this game because I'm a football I'm a football fan first. I'm a football fan who also a Madden fan. And here's the play. Like I said, I just I run essentially same route with the same result. So that's not so good in my eyes. I can understand what's going on though is that if you look at the game of football and what's happened over I'd say since probably around 2001, 2002, is the game has changed really and has evolved into and also with the fan base so big now, your average fan is most likely going to be a casual fan. He's going to go see the odd game, most likely going to watch Sports Center and catch the occasional game on TV, of their favorite team or favorite teams, and there is a tendency now for the game to be more of big play centric. There is a lot of big plays every week. If you're a big highlight watcher, there's all kinds of big plays. So I can understand how they're trying to incorporate that aspect of the game. It's big, it's flashy, it's woohoo. It's pop and sizzle. It's what puts butts in the seats and gets people buying tickets. But really, that's not the game of football. Essentially, is a game of X's. It's like X's and O's. It's like a big chess match out there. It's also highly matchup driven. People put different packages in. I'm a 49ers fan. I can remember Mike Singletary absolutely freaking out at the referees in the Seahawks game because last season because the Seahawks kept putting their packages in really late and they were having a hard time adjusting to it. That was only one of several issues of the 49ers last year. So, on a whole, for me, about this demo, and why this review is so short, to be honest with you, and why it's not like a big giant two-part one, is a lot of this, unfortunately, the sizzle of what's going on in Madden has been lost to me because I'm already experiencing that playing NCAA 12. Now, and the other thing is that, really, where is Madden's relevance now in the greater scheme of things? And why I say that is there are more games out now than ever. And I'm already playing NCAA 12. There are other sports titles that are coming out in a short time after Madden comes out where they're actually spending the time and talking about the things that they're innovating in. Not, well, we cleaned this up for you guys finally after you guys complaining about it for 6 years. It's almost like what's gone on. So, just because something's not broken anymore, is that really a positive? And, where does Madden fit in my game playing time now? I'm already playing NCAA 12. It has a complete in-depth online dynasty feature. Madden 12 doesn't have a complete in-depth online game mode at all. Other than this new, advanced friends list essentially is what they're asking. And if all you like doing is doing the quick matchup thing, hey, Madden's going to be your bag, man. It probably more your bag than ever because of the, that whole new, friends circle thingamabobby that they got going on. But really, for me, I've got NCAA 12 going on. I'm going to be playing Battlefield 3. I'm going to be playing Modern Warfare 3. I'm going to grab FIFA when it comes out. I'm going to grab NHL 12 when it comes out. I'm going to be grabbing NBA 2K12 when it comes out. So really, essentially, because Madden hasn't really, and because all those games have also innovated, they're attracting me with their innovations. The cleanup in Madden, unfortunately, is not attracting me. But I look forward to next year. I think the Tiburon team deserves credit. I'll eventually get around to getting this game, but I'm in no rush to run out and get it. These are my thoughts. Some other nitpicky, some people would say nitpicky issues. There's no way that this game should be released with incomplete rosters. People will literally make rosters completely up to date for EA for nothing. There would actually be, they could run a contest and, they probably have a couple hundred people enter it for them. We're still seeing players morphing through things. To me, that's inexcusable for an over 20-year-old title. This game should be a lot further along in its development and wow factor, to be perfectly honest with you, and it's not. What it's trying to do is catch up from the mistakes of the last almost half decade. And unfortunately for me, you know what? While I appreciate what the Tiburon team has done, and I think they should be applauded, sadly, to me, it's not good enough. So that's your good friend Dasmerg's thoughts. Leave some comments, rate, subscribe, and hopefully we'll run into you. Thanks.